You do you remember the Gabby Petito case?
Vaguely, like, was it backpacking or something involved? Like she was traveling?
Yeah, so it was her and her boyfriend, no, her fiance, Brian Laundrie. They were going across country. They ended up in Utah. They were exploring national parks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This case got a lot of media coverage nationally, internationally, when Gabby went missing.
Yeah. It was kind of like videos and stuff behind that.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. There
they
were a
had
bunch of
her.
videos on in the news and on social media of, Gabby and Brian, but the media focus was mostly on Gabby.
Yeah.
There's something interesting, and while that is a whole case on its own that I may actually do one day, the reason I bring it up is because there's this thing that happens when there's a case that, rightfully gets a lot of media
It's a
attention.
tragedy.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. It
Yeah.
deserves the attention and it deserves to be investigated and solved.
Yeah.
But what happens is when one case gets that large, it happened the same way in the Vanessa Guillen case,
Oh yeah.
where they ended
Okay.
up finding, I think his name was Morales.
Yes. Like he was so overshadowed.
Yeah, exactly. There are cases that are overshadowed by these larger cases,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to bring attention to today. So I've gathered 7, I think,
Ooh.
cases. Yeah, that were yeah.
I feel my heart broke already.
Yeah, it's a lot. I've gathered 7 cases that were overshadowed by the Petito case that I think deserve to be talked about
Wow.
and potentially solved because some of them are still unsolved.
Wow. Well, let's get into it. Let's get this knowledge out here.
Yeah, so let's get into it because season 2 of the Dark Deeds Diary is here. So, the first case that I have is the case of Sarah Bayard. Sarah Bayard was a 55-year-old woman last seen at a convenience store and gas station in Parker, Colorado on June 28th, 2021. Originally from El Paso County, Colorado, she was reported missing on July 4th, as her last known contact with anyone was June 27th.
Hmm.
Yeah. Human remains were found on October 9th, 2021, near Highway 83 and North Pinery Parkway in Douglas County, Colorado. It would take 7 days, even with the use of dental records, for authorities to confirm these remains belonged to Sarah on October 14th, 2021.
Whoa.
Yeah. So far, due to lack of enough body tissue, no official cause of death has been ruled for Sarah, and so the circumstances around her disappearance and death remain a mystery. So she was too decomposed for them to even determine a cause of death in her autopsy.
That's crazy.
Sarah's connection to Gabby Petito's case is based on where she was found. The particular area where Sarah's body had been found happened to be close by an area that the couple, Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito, had stopped and taken Instagram photos. Yeah, so her body was found near one of the locations
Where
where
she was posing.
yeah, yeah.
That is kind of ridiculous. My face was stuck like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, that's that's what brings these two cases together is that Sarah disappeared and her body was found in nearby one of the locations where Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito had taken photos for Instagram. They stopped and posed and took photos.
That's scary.
Yeah, you never really know who or what is going on nearby where you're at.
Or whose path you might cross.
Yeah.
You know, who knows if they even dealt with each other. But that is kind of creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy. It's scary to think about. It's very scary to think about. Remember, there's crazy people everywhere. Authorities were able to confirm that Gabby had checked in on Instagram at the Monument Rocks in Colorado, which is around 200 miles away, on the day that Sarah disappeared, and the couple traveled to Colorado Springs, which is just about 60 miles south of Parker, on July 8th. There's no evidence to suggest that Gabby's case is related in any way to this one. The relatively close proximity of the area in which Gabby and Brian had been visiting, and ultimately where Sarah's body was found, has led to a bit of spotlight being shed on Sarah's case. Yeah.
As they should, because hold up. This is kind of eerie. Like, they need to.
It's very eerie.
Yeah, because that's kind of weird, because knowing that now that we know that he had that rage issue, and like, you don't know what she was really going through or what they was really doing on their travels abroad, because this was crazy. Well, not abroad, but through the country.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is really weird. Like, and then it's around the time that she went missing.
Yes.
It's right through those dates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were 200 miles away on the day she disappeared. And then, they were at the Monument Rocks, which is 200 miles away, on the day that she disappeared. And then they traveled to Colorado Springs, which is just about 60 miles south of Parker, Colorado, where she was.
Yeah, like 10 days later.
Yes.
Yeah, that's okay, but it can't be them or related, so it's just a coincidence. It's
a very, very eerie coincidence, and I don't like that kind of coincidence.
Man.
So yeah, Sarah's case is still being investigated, as far as I know. And that's all the information that I have on that case. So if anybody knows anything that could potentially help in this case.
They didn't do no digging for her.
Not that I could find, at least.
I mean, it's like maybe 4 police out there in Colorado in the mountains, because they're like in the mountains.
I mean, there's mountains, yeah.
This is crazy, because like neither one of them are available to investigate a little bit for her case. Like, they didn't know anything. She just left no traces. She just went to the convenience store, and that's the last place that she was able to be found, basically on camera, pretty much, because nobody reported her
verifiable place,
even gone until for the 4th.
Yes.
Yes, that because she didn't bring that potato salad. That's the only reason why they went looking for her. They gotta do better.
Bring the food over.
Yeah, they gotta do better.
That's bad. Yeah.
Yeah, this was sad.
Yeah, and it's really sad. It's really sad. And what's really more sad is that most of the people that are on this list, a lot of people have never heard their names or their stories.
Yeah, I never heard this story before.
Somebody could have the piece of missing information and not even know it.
In Parker, Colorado.
Yep, in Parker, Colorado.
Open up your cabin windows.
Colorado is so beautiful. Like that whole area, Colorado, even Utah, like all of those national park areas.
Yes.
Oh God.
Majestic.
I want to go there so bad.
Yeah.
But on to case number 2, a woman by the name of Lauren Cho. She was called L by her friends. E-L, but L. Lauren. She was a 30-year-old Korean-American woman from Flemington, New Jersey. According to sources close to Lauren, she had recently quit her job as a high school music teacher in New Jersey to travel across the country with her boyfriend, Cody Orell, in a converted tour bus. So they were van life people.
Oh, okay.
Or they became van life people. Her reason for doing so apparently was because despite being a talented soprano singer, she was no longer interested in that life.
And she was locked up in a house for a whole year for 2021.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody was. That's why Laundry and them were out there trying to be outside.
Fair, yeah. After the lockdowns, she did say she wanted a taste of freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her close family and friends would describe her as super talented, and mentioned that she'd recently bought an old school bus, which she wanted to convert into a food truck as she began exploring her culinary talents. So she was very interested in cooking as well.
Wow.
Or food preparation, not just cooking. The then couple were staying at a ghost town turned artists' commune.
Oh.
Yes.
She was a swinger.
Oh, I mean...
That's what I get. That's what happened around those towns at
Oh my
nighttime.
God.
It's swinging. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't put no papers out on her. I'm just observing from the case what we might not have heard. That's all.
I mean, no comment. Yeah, so they were staying at this ghost town turned artist commune, and I know that these places exist, but I don't know. I wouldn't be able to fall asleep like in an old ghost town where there's just people at.
They live to fall asleep in ghost towns, though. A lot of people go searching for this scary scene, this old past day vibe.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Man.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It couldn't be me though. Definitely could not be me. I'm not doing that.
Man, the Hotel California.
Yeah, you can check out. You can never leave. But yeah, so they were staying there at Bombay Beach, which, like I said, was a ghost town. It was, at this point in time, a small, unincorporated community, obviously, of around 415 people. So there were quite a few people there.
Quite a few.
Yeah, there was quite a few people there. Lauren was working as a private chef for her friend's Airbnb between the Yucca and Morongo valleys. This was located just outside of Joshua Tree National Park. Speaking of Joshua Tree, I want to go there. Have you seen pictures of Joshua Tree?
I've never heard of Joshua's Tree.
Oh my God. Hold on.
That's in America?
Yeah, that's in California.
Oh, that is so dope. I would love to go there. I'm sure they got a lot of bodies around here. That's why you wouldn't go.
I mean, I just want to go take pictures. It's crazy.
You want to go take pictures and see what you can find. See who you can find out there.
Who I can find? No, it's crazy.
Every time I watch stuff about the desert in California in those areas, it's always like, we found this person right here was killed ritualistically. Like, had point blank range. Like, they be having the most ridiculous, crazy, like, they do some dirty stuff to you in that desert. That desert, they get creative.
I mean, yeah, you get creative when it's hot as hell all day, every day, cold as hell at night, and there's no water.
They be out of their mind, so they think of something out of the mind to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they don't do any disposing, so they be just have enough of that desert and be ready to get out of there because they clearly don't even over dispose of the body. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Just lay it there. Just lay it right there next to that rock. Nobody gonna come
next to that
this.
rock. But yeah, so yeah, just outside of Joshua Tree National Park. It looks like a different planet there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Seems like it.
On the afternoon of June 28th, 2021, at around 3 p.m., Lauren was said to have been distraught, and she left her residence to go for a walk, leaving behind her phone and any food or water.
Mm.
Some sources allege that she may have been involved in a disagreement with her boyfriend, Mr. Orrell, hence her being upset at the time of her disappearance.
Ooh. Hold up. So that's when she disappeared? She just walked up. She just said she was going for a walk?
Yeah.
And left everything and just went?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. So, no, what's important to note is that she also didn't bring any water with her.
Yeah.
June 28th.
Yes.
Joshua Tree National Park, out in the desert in California at 3 p.m. The sun has been baking this place for hours at this point. It's hot as hell. That couldn't have been a very long walk that she was planning on, at least.
Oh my goodness.
You know?
You know what boggles me about it? It's just so vast. The area is so vast.
Yeah,
and
there's a lot of untamed wilderness out there.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people hiding behind rocks. Because this is crazy. Because this, how do she go missing? And it's not, Joshua trees aren't fat and wide. And Joshua trees are not, that great oak. Okay, so she can't hide behind that.
And they also don't clump together. They're pretty far spread apart.
They're really far spread apart.
Yeah. So it's not like you're looking at a forest. It's like
that's really quite mind-boggling how she went missing like that.
There are a few conflicting reports out there surrounding Lauren's disappearance, and her family has publicly asked for the public to not speculate about her mental state at the time of her disappearance.
Right.
Her sister has stated, quote, "Just a gentle reminder that Elle is an actual person who is fiercely loved by many, and we see the posts, comments, and speculations made about her situation, her family, her friends, and her mental health."
Now, it's not like when I see those things, I do think about that a lot, like about the victims' families and everything. But that's like the world trying to connect. You know what I'm saying? Trying to draw some conclusion because we sit in our seats and we watch these cases. And like even you, Ricky Fraley, you drop bombs on us on your YouTube that you will not believe. And nobody is there to be like, well, hold up.
Yeah.
Stop. Get that part. Investigate right there. So the public is just, crying out to like, do more. Like we want to see more done. And it's like they're not doing enough. They need to maybe get into the comments.
Yeah.
But yeah, respect the family.
Yeah, please respect any and all families that we talk about.
Yeah.
Or that anybody online or in the media talks about. Because
Yeah.
people are people and everybody deserves respect and dignity. Except for pedophiles. According to Mr. Orell, there was a 10-minute window and she evaporated. That's actually
Oh, so hold up. Mr. Orell wasn't with her, I thought. I thought that they was thinking that maybe she was arguing with him or something.
Yeah, they thought
like possibly.
Yeah,
so where
theory,
he was at? I'm gonna need that ping.
He would say that he would say that he initially remained in the bus because Lauren had gotten upset and decided to go for a walk in the desert. However, after a few minutes, he had decided to call friends and set out to go look for her. So, a few minutes go by after she leaves the bus. He stays in there, presumably still upset. They just had an argument. And he's thinking, he cools off for a few minutes, and then he's like, actually, I should probably go find her. She's not back yet. It's the desert in June at 3 p.m., and she doesn't have her phone or water or food. I don't know if all those thoughts were going through his head, but it was after a couple of minutes that he rounded up some friends to go look for her.
That's crazy. I don't know. That just seems a little bizarre. But these like tourist places are like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been a 10-minute window before he looked for her and somebody already put her in the car. Yeah, it happens here in America way too often. But that's really crazy. I hope somebody knows something or maybe have seen something that day and didn't catch that news because, again, you said it was overshadowed greatly by the Gabby case.
Of course, yeah.
So,
and to no fault of the Petit family or
it's not their fault. It just was. We had her voice. On those cameras. She was making a video diary, right? I'm like thinking about it, and that's what was more riveting about her case is because we had her saying what her intentions were, and then poof, she's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was the great deal. But it's really sad that this woman did not get the coverage that she deserved because the car is gone now. We could have chased the car down by then. Like, if we had known, somebody knows something.
Yeah. It's just getting that info out there.
Man. Ooh, the desert creeper.
Yeah, no. The desert anywhere, but especially the desert in California.
Yeah.
Is not somewhere that I ever want to be lost.
Man.
And alone.
You won't be lost alone because it's a body somewhere near you.
I mean,
I'm telling you, those shows.
That,
yeah, the bounty hunter shows where they show that were just riding through and then they saw some coyotes gathered and boom, they found little Ernesto.
Oh my God, little Ernesto.
Or I just threw Ernesto out there, but no racists or nothing. Just Ernesto came to mind in the desert. Sorry. But yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah. So he got his friends to go out with him and look for her. Now remember, she took this walk at 3 p.m. or thereabout. At 5:13 p.m., he finally made a call to the sheriff's office for help. Yeah.
Nobody else in the group? He was in charge of the phone? It was only one phone out there?
They just didn't call anybody. They were wandering around for about 2 hours trying to find her.
Or maybe they just was thinking she just was kicking it. But wasn't it like an itinerary or something? It sounded like a group thing, like a whole tour bus thing.
No,
it just was friends.
It was just friends, yeah. They were just backpacking. They were busing across the country. Just living that, drifter life for a little bit.
Oh, this is on her bus. Oh,
yeah,
this is on.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's kind of.
Her and her boyfriend, yeah.
Somebody is lying in the group.
It took them 2 hours to call the sheriff's office because they couldn't find her.
Nah.
Yeah. Her absence would be reclassified as a missing persons case on July 2nd of 2021. Once Gabby Petit's case garnered national attention, there were quite a few people who had begun highlighting Lauren as a missing person whose case had gone cold for several months now. A lot of people would point out the disproportionate media coverage given to the missing white woman compared to that of missing people of color. Yeah. This is primarily how both of these cases became linked. However, it should be noted that a Facebook page that had initially shared Lauren's disappearance, seemingly run by relatives of Lauren, made a statement. I'll have this statement on the episode page on the website so that you can check it out. Unfortunately, Lauren's case would come to a tragic end when remains would be found on October 9th, 2021, near the area where Lauren was last seen. These remains would be positively ID'd as belonging to Cho on October 28th.
Whoa.
In a statement released to the public.
Heat exhaustion? Say it was like natural causes. Oh my God. What happened to her?
In this statement, the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department would say that the cause of death was still unknown and that they were awaiting pending toxicology reports. Yeah.
So this could be that she just was overcome. It's June.
Yeah, it's June 28th. It's hot out there.
Yeah, it's hot. And she could just been, or maybe an animal or something. It could have been anything.
Yeah, she could have been.
So, okay.
There's a lot of dangerous stuff out there. Rattlesnakes, scorpions.
And crazy people.
And yeah, there's probably the most dangerous animal of all. There's crazy people out there.
Yeah.
So, can you imagine getting jumped by a crazy desert man?
I know it'd be like, coming from that rock. Like,
yeah, from behind that rock, yeah.
He ain't hiding behind no Joshua trees.
Nah. No, that's crazy though. There's a theory that there are feral people that live in like the national parks around.
Are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna go that far and confirm that, but like I believe that there are, yeah.
Yes, I believe that
there's so much space. There's so many resources. Like if you wanted to go off the grid and you knew how to like forage and hunt.
Are you serious? That's why these bodies be all undiscovered, because all you have to do is know just one little. Well, I'm not a serial killer or anything, but I'm just saying, like, I suppose that it's a lot of cracks and crevices out there, and you just find one to stay in if you want to. But yeah, it's a lot of people who live under rocks and stuff. I watch a lot of Naked and Afraid, so I'm a part of the survivalist community. I like to think of duct tape is my weapon, but duct tape save your life.
Oh yeah, no, duct tape is essential.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a lot of people living off the grid out there, and that's what I think that happens to a lot of these people that are found out there, because you don't know what people are out there practicing. You don't know. You remember M. Night Shyamalan's The Village?
Oh God,
you remember The Village?
Yeah,
there's people out there in a little space that they found and caped off and living in the 1800s like you wouldn't believe.
No, yeah, I definitely believe it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Case number 3 is short. In fact, it's just one paragraph in the script, and frankly that makes me sad, because there's not a lot of information, and the reason for that is because body number 3 belongs to a homeless man. In an area where authorities were allegedly searching for Brian Laundrie due to a tip that they received, they would discover the body of an unidentified homeless man behind a grocery store in Mobile, Alabama on September 18th, 2021. The police were able quickly to rule out any correlation between the two cases, but that's what I'm talking about. That's all the information that I have on this.
Wow, that's crazy. And some people say homeless, some people say off the grid. He maybe
or unhoused.
Or unhoused.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that is, and did they know his manner of being killed, or nothing? He just was unalived back there.
There was really no media reporting on this.
Wow, and he was murdered. He wasn't just deceased.
I don't know.
That is so crazy.
I don't know. There was no media coverage
at all. He didn't deserve nothing, and we don't even know his name.
Nope, I do not know his name.
Just an unhoused man.
Yeah.
In Mobile. He had to be black if he went unnamed and everything, because everybody else, they would have pulled up dental records, they would have pulled out everything. But I ain't gonna say much. It was only
yeah.
That is really sad. That is. He ain't even get a John Doe, huh?
I mean, I suppose they would call him John Doe, but yeah, it's just, that's all that I have. That's all the information.
Really messed up.
It makes me really sad. Case number 3, the unhoused man in Mobile, right? Mobile, yeah, in Mobile, Alabama.
I love me some Mobile.
Discovered on September 18th, 2021, while they were searching for Brian Laundrie.
Wow, that's really crazy, because I've been to Mobile and I can see how that could happen, because everything is so spaced out, Everything is maybe you'll have a grocery store and then maybe you'll have a cornfield behind the grocery store. I don't know if there's corn there, but I know maybe you have some type of field or something behind there, and everything is right off the freeway. Really, you travel on the freeway unless you know the back roads.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
it's so sad. It's tragic.
It is.
It's tragic.
But those are the kind of cases that slip through the cracks simply because of the station or status of the victim.
Yeah.
Potentially. I don't know how he died.
We need to do something about that. That is really sad. So many times that happens. It happens here every day.
It does. Case number 4. A man by the name of Robert Lowry. He was a 46-year-old father of 2 from Houston, Texas. He had recently flown to Jackson Hole on August 19th, where he would take a rideshare service to Wilson, which is a town located near multiple national forest trailheads. So, if you wanted to go on a hike on any one of these numerous trails, that would be the place you'd go to find the start of the trail, and then you can go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there was a bunch of different national forest trails, which...
In Houston?
No, Jackson Hole.
Oh, Jackson Hole.
He would last be seen on August 20th, 2021 in Wyoming's Bridger-Teton National Forest. He was carrying a black duffel bag, a sleeping bag, and a tent. So, seems like he was going camping. While search teams had secured Black Canyon Trail, it would not be until Gabby's case had attracted national attention, resulting in several crucial tips being given to authorities, eventually leading to the discovery of Robert's remains. His remains would be found on September 28th by the Teton County Search and Rescue Team, roughly about 40 miles from where Gabby's body had been found about a week earlier.
Oh, that's really close. You said about 40 miles or 40?
40 miles.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he walked into the trail carrying a duffel bag, a sleeping bag, and a tent on August 20th, and he was found on September 28th.
August 20th, that's when he left?
Yes, that's when he was last seen.
Oh, wow.
Entering the Bridger-Teton National Forest.
That's really eerie coincidence too, because Brian was already back home. I was trying to piece where Brian was at, like a little mental break.
Exactly.
I was like, hold up. I was trying to put the dates together, but Brian was already home and they already were searching for him. He was in custody by then when he went missing. So it can't be him. So yeah, but I was really putting my thinking hat on for
over there calculating.
Yeah. That's really, see, it's that area. That area just gives you. It is
that area. Like, there's a lot of, like I said, untamed wilderness out there. Like,
yes, it's a lot of untamed out there, and they like taking it to their advantage. Ooh.
Yeah, it's scary. It is scary. I mean, these places are beautiful, and I think that they should be preserved, but I don't know if I'm personally going to be. I mean, I might go out there during the day. I'm going to stay. I don't know if can you stay strapped?
You know, I'm strapped. But especially if I go for a walk on the trail.
I just mean like a national
I go on a walk on the trail here, and you know what? I got out my car one time and I didn't, and I had a little dress on and some little shorts, and I was just taking a short walk. But then this guy got on the trail like right behind me. I found myself doing a little U-turn and remembering something, because I was like, I am not going into the shaded area. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to, you don't never know. He can pull me aside.
Yeah, there's crazy people everywhere.
We have to use our heads on a swivel at all times.
Yeah, there's, I hate guys. I hate dudes. I really do.
It's really hard. I try not to hate humanity, but it's like really, it's so sad and savage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like the opportunity in some people's head is enough.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. I hate it. I don't hate people, but like, they really make it hard not. I guess I'm a person too. We make it real hard not to hate us.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's a struggle, but just keeping, that's why you're supposed to keep good people around you and keep positivity around you and find what sparks your light, and step away from society and just stay in your own head sometimes and just center yourself, center yourself and become at peace, because these people are really just trying to tear each other down or just see what hurt feels like on someone else or inflicting pain, like the little girl.
Mary Bell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Child. Last season, she gave me nightmares.
Yeah, no, that was a nightmare of a case.
Yes, but just to see, just her little curious mind wanting to see someone choke and just wanting to know what someone feels like when they choke. It's just weird and savage.
Yeah, that's dark.
It's savage.
That's dark.
Dark deeds.
Those are dark deeds, yeah. So, yeah. Robert's death was officially solved. Like I said, not all of them were unsolved. Not all of the ones that I'm presenting were unsolved. It's just the disparity in media coverage. His death would be ruled as a suicide.
He did not go out there with his whole camping stuff to be like, okay, I'm gonna spend my last night out here camped in the stars, and then tomorrow I'm gonna off myself. No, he didn't. I don't believe that. That's the lack of wanting to. We can move on to the next case, Ricky, but I will never believe that this man dragged all this stuff, because he could have just went empty-handed like Lauren.
He could have.
But even though I don't feel like Lauren killed herself in any way, but I'm just saying. He could have just went off empty-handed, but he had the whole caboodle. He had his pillow and everything. He wanted to make sure that his neck didn't get hurt.
His pillow.
And you know what I'm saying? He didn't want to just sleep on a rock.
Yeah.
He went out there to live.
He did have his stuff.
He went to go live.
Yeah. But they did rule that a suicide.
Good job, detective.
Case number 5. A man by the name of Jared Hembry. He was a 26-year-old man from Texas who went missing sometime on Thursday, October 21st, 2021. Park law enforcement received a call expressing concern for Hembry's welfare based on the caller's interaction with him just outside the park. Hembry's vehicle was found at the Game Warden Point parking area in the eastern part of Grand Teton. Grand Teton. I'm not sure how to pronounce that properly. I'm going to get roasted, but whatever.
Teton.
I think it's Teton, but
country people say Teton. They don't spend all that time on Teton.
Teton. Yeah, the eastern part of Grand Teton. The eastern part of Grand Teton. Prompting a search involving more than 80 personnel. On October 25th, it would be reported that Hembree's body had been located and recovered in Wyoming's Grand Teton National Park, which is fairly close to where both Lori and Petito's bodies were found. He was found near Ull Hill, that's U-H-L, I hope that's Ull, it could be Ull. It was found near Ull Hill on the eastern part of the park, or just southeast of the community of Moran. No official cause of death has been ruled for Jared Hembree at the time of my research.
Okay, but somebody was already concerned about his conversation before he even went in the park. It was like, Jared was out here talking crazy. Y'all better go and check on him.
Yeah.
And then when they do check on him, he was out there deceased. So, okay.
Yeah. Well, when they finally found him. When they finally found him, yeah, it was 4 days later.
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate what he had going on in his life, but it didn't sound like he wanted to get back. See, he didn't sound like he had no tent. They didn't say he had no tent. He had a little camper or nothing.
Yeah, no, he didn't have any of that stuff with him.
That's so tragic.
Yeah. You never really know what's going on inside somebody's head, really.
Yeah. And he lived by that park, too. It was calling him. Goodness gracious.
Case number 6. A man by the name of Joshua Calderon. This is also a short one. There had been numerous unconfirmed reported sightings of Brian Laundrie in the Blue Ridge mountain areas in North Carolina's Watauga County. You remember when they were looking for Brian Laundrie and there were speculations about people seeing him all over the place?
Everywhere.
Yeah. There was a couple in Ohio. I remember a bunch there was some in Alaska. I'm pretty sure there was one in Mexico. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. One thing about him and Gabby is they like to talk. They like people. They were talking. They were a social couple.
Yeah. So, numerous unconfirmed reported sightings of him in the Blue Ridge Mountains in North Carolina. Soon after these alleged sightings, on October 9th, the body of 33-year-old Joshua Calderon would be found, stabbed to death on the Blue Ridge Parkway along the Appalachian Trail below the Yadkin Valley Overlook in North Carolina. Calderon is originally from Rhode Island, and currently his death is being investigated as a homicide.
Dang, he did travel a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was stabbed to death.
Yes.
And it makes sense. Not like they did my prosecuting brother over there about he stabbed himself and threw himself violently into the river. Like, no.
Into the creek.
Into the creek. Stream, yeah, that is crazy. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he apparently didn't stab himself to death.
Clearly.
Yeah. So, but that is all that
But we need to know who did it. So, anybody know anything, let's tell who took Joshua out.
And then the last case that I have is actually the longest one, because that's the one that I was able to get the most information on. And that is the case of Kylan Schulte and Crystal Turner. Now, I want to preface this by saying, while it's obvious that it'll be obvious when I get into the story that Kylan and Crystal were a same-sex couple, I prefer not to input any of my personal feelings about the likelihood of this being a hate crime against two women because of their sexual preferences. The investigation is ongoing, and motive or cause of death, at least to my knowledge, hasn't been established. I'm very well aware of the fact that they may have been targeted for being same-sex couple, but without adequate information, I can't make that accusation. So, I just wanted to put that out there. But Kylan Schulte was originally from Billings, Montana, but after an abusive relationship, she shut down and started experiencing suicidal thoughts. Seeing this, Her father would convince her to move to Moab, Utah, with him, and she often credited this decision as being what saved her life. She was in a dark place, but, her dad recognized that and helped her. That's what we like to hear. That's what needs to happen more often. In 2009, while on a hike with her dad, they would both meet a woman named Crystal Turner. Crystal Turner was 14 years older than Kylan, but the two women bonded over their shared love of the outdoors, and this meeting sparked a change in Kylan that her father noticed immediately. The couple would soon fall in love, and they got married in April of 2021 in a treehouse in Crystal's home state of Arkansas. I guess they get pretty wild down there, I guess. However,
it's romantic.
It is, yeah. I mean, that'd have to be a pretty big treehouse, though.
Yeah.
However, the couple would return home to Moab, and they proceeded to live their lives as normal. It's important to note that the couple did have 3 vehicles at the time of their death. Number 1 was a 1987 Ford Econoline van that was...
Ooh, the big van.
Yeah. This was usually parked outside the McDonald's where Crystal worked. Number 2 was a Kia Sorento that the couple would take whenever they went camping together. And they also owned a Harley Davidson motorcycle that if they left town, they would also take it with them.
Okay.
Yeah. Bikes are
couple.
cool. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
By August of 2021, the couple were living and camping in the La Salle Mountains, just about 20 miles south of Moab. On August 13th, the couple went to the Woody's Tavern on Main Street to meet up with their friends. They arrived around 6 p.m. and used this time to have some drinks and catch up with conversations, and it was believed that everyone had a great time.
Yeah, it was the only Woody they were getting. I'm just playing, y'all. Just playing.
Yeah. However, the couple would bring up that back at their campsite, a creepy man was actually staying next to them, and they both felt quite intimidated by this man.
I imagine so.
Yeah, this goes back to the whole man versus bear, if you've seen that. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can totally understand why women would choose the bear. Dudes, like I said, dudes are I hate
creepy.
I hate dudes. I don't know why we have to be like this.
Especially uncivilized ones.
We don't have
they
to
don't
be
have
like
no
this.
manners.
Yeah, we don't have to be like this, but a lot of dudes choose to be, and I hate it. But back to the case. Kylan would go as far as telling her friends, quote, "If something happens to us, we were murdered." Yeah. The couple then left for the night around 9:30 to either return to their campsite or to go find a new one. But regardless, both failed to show up for work the next day. This prompted their families that something was wrong because neither woman was the kind of person to just skip work.
Yeah.
They weren't no call, no show kind of people like I want to be
hardworking.
sometimes.
They had stuff.
Yeah, exactly. On August 15th, they would be reported missing to the Brand County Sheriff's Office. But like in so many cases, the authorities didn't investigate out of the belief that the woman just left on their own.
I'm not buying it either.
Yeah.
And left their stuff. Left their campsite. Left everything.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, but this does happen in a lot of cases where adults, particularly, are reported missing, or an attempt is made to report them missing.
And then they say, well, maybe they walked away. Maybe they left home.
The problem that people run into a lot with that is that as an adult, you have the right
to go where you want to go.
Yeah, you have the right to go missing. So unless you can provide some kind of evidence that they're missing, sometimes the police don't take it very seriously. I'd like to say that that's improving, but I mean, the proof is in the cases. The families knew that this just wasn't true because not only did the woman not tell them that they were leaving or notify their workplaces, obviously, but that Harley Davidson motorcycle that went with them whenever they left was still sitting exactly where they left it.
Yeah, no.
Kylan's dad, however, grew quite restless with the fact that no action on their cases had been taken, So he would call a friend by the name of Cindy Sue Hunter. That's a badass name.
Cindy Sue Hunter.
That's a badass name. He called her on the 17th to enlist her help in finding his daughter and her wife. Cindy would go looking for the couple the very next day, and her first stop was the couple's Econoline van, which was parked at the McDonald's where Bristol worked. So they had taken the Kia.
Mm-hmm.
As she didn't see either woman, she would then visit their campsite. Her dad would inform Cindy about the creepy dude that Kylan had spoke of, and that they were planning to leave their current campsite because of it. She made it up to the South Mesa area of the LaSalle Loop Road until she eventually stumbled upon Kylan's body.
What? She found her body?
Yeah.
The detective that he hired, or whoever that was that he went and got.
Miss Hunter.
Miss Hunter.
Yeah.
Cindy Sue.
Yeah, Cindy Sue Hunter
Man.
is the one that stumbled upon Kylan's body.
What?
She immediately called the police.
What state was Kylan in? She only found Kylan, not her wife?
Both women. Yeah, so, well, she stumbled on Kylan first, but both of them were there. Both women were found in the nearby creek near their campsite and had suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the back, sides, and chest area.
They was running.
Neither were dressed below the waist.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Yeah. According to the search warrant that was later served, one woman was wearing a bra that had been pushed up, while the other one was only wearing a tank top. It isn't specified which woman was wearing what.
Well, we know. We get it, what y'all was trying to say.
The sheriff's office would issue warrants for the couple's van on August 19th.
So the Econoline van is still gone? I thought, no, the van was there at the house.
McDonald's.
At the McDonald's?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this Kia Sorrento is what they had with them.
It's what they took camping, yeah.
That's a van?
It's an SUV.
I thought it was okay. Okay.
Yeah. According to the search warrant, the vehicle was, quote, unlawfully acquired and, quote, has been used or is possessed for the purpose of being used to commit or conceal the commission of an offense.
I know you I know you lying. I know that they didn't say whoever found it told them that somebody gave it to them or they got it by ways or something, because that's what that means. That means that they wasn't the person that stole it, but they had it unlawfully from someone else. That's what that means.
I think they're saying that it had been stolen. I don't know. It's legal jargon.
Yeah, but when they say that they obtained it illegally, that means like they obtained it. That means like they wasn't the person that took it, but the person who took it let them get it. That's what that means.
Yeah. Also, while this doesn't have anything to do with what happened to these women, and it shouldn't. I do have to say, in the effort to just get all of the information out there in the most objective way possible, there was drug paraphernalia found in and around the vehicle when it was searched, but I don't think that there's any connection. I don't think the police are drawing any connection between those two things.
Well, I am from the land, okay?
Yes.
Okay, and I do know that if somebody sells drugs or something, and they know somebody who buys drugs, there's sometimes a car. Or if somebody who buys drugs got a car that they want to get, they will give it to somebody who sells drugs for like the purpose of buying drugs, like use it as collateral, especially if they didn't buy the car. They don't care about the car. They just want their drugs.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
I can see that.
I've
seen it happen. So that is crazy. And you know they was in the mountains, so it was meth, okay? The drugs was meth. We know it. I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on in America for those who are in the Netherlands.
Yeah,
it was meth. They found some meth in that car. Just to clarify what Ricky Fraley don't say, he don't want to subjectify. I don't mind.
So when you may be wondering how this case relates to the Gabby Petit case.
I'm just like, oh my God, this case has thrown me.
Yeah. Well, Initially, there hadn't been a lot of media attention surrounding the murders of this couple until a possible connection had been found between this case and the Petito case. People began to acknowledge that Gabby and Brian had a domestic dispute within the same town where Crystal and Kylan lived and worked. Now, while this wasn't substantiated, a lot of people made an assumption that the creepy dude that the couple were referring to may have been Brian.
Probably.
This is due to the fact that the couple went missing shortly after Gabby and Brian had been in the area. However, the authorities would later clarify they did believe both cases were largely unrelated, and that Laundrie didn't have anything to do with the murders of both women. As of my research on this case, there have been no leads and no arrests in the murder of both of these women.
That's tragic. That is so horrible.
Yeah.
I just wanted them to have some closure for them. But that is really messed up. And it could have been Brian, because y'all know Brian had a woman hating little complex about him. Didn't he kill himself, by the way? Didn't he?
Yeah.
They let him evade custody for so long that he went back out in the woods and made a video of him killing himself. Didn't he have a video or something? He showed us him taking himself out.
I don't remember if there was a video or not.
I remember it was some ranting. He was ranting about everybody blaming him for something.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're gonna blame him. He fucking did it.
He did it. Right. So it's just really, that is sad that they would do something so savage to these women. They did not deserve that. They were living their storybook life.
Yeah. I don't know why some people just can't let people live their lives and do what they want.
Man, her dad built her that dang on tree house when she was little. It was probably one of them castle-like ones that really looked like a home. And she probably always wanted to get married there. She done got married to her person.
Yeah.
And it's just so sad that them two people had to die like that. It just breaks my heart for the father and for the family.
Yeah. All of these cases break my heart.
All of them break my heart.
But that's just a peek into some of what I call the peripheral body problem that we have here in America, because of the disparity between the coverage of some cases over other cases.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to highlight these ones in particular.
Yeah.
And get their names out there, get their stories out there. So I hope that you and everyone listening enjoyed me ruining your day again. I needed to get these people's names out there because knowing is half the battle, and now we know just a little bit more. I would like each and every one of you to stay safe, stay alive, and stay listening to the Dark Deeds Diary podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you all. Bye.
Bye.
The Dark Deeds Diary podcast is produced by Azana Media Group, LLC, a Black, veteran-owned company. Thank you for listening.